I'm going to work on replacing this with a contact form. You know what? I'm not going to delete this just yet. It's actually working as a placeholder. But what I want to do is I want to come over here, I want to add a new pattern, and I'm going to type in the word form. I've got a form, and I'm going to grab it, and I'm going to put it right here. And you notice it's taking up the space here. I'm going to use create it as a contact form, and then I'm going to move it over and come in and delete this text. All right. So now I've already got the form. I've got all this stuff in place. Let's grab this. Let's see if I can make it a little less wide. I'd really like for it to be less wide. I think one way that I would do this is spacer. Spell the word spacer better. And I'd throw a spacer in right here. I'd throw another spacer in right over here. Not there. Let's put it there, and then I'll move it over to the side. And with that, I can come in and make these wider. But that's messing that up. If I click out, now I've got these hours of operation looking a little wonky. So sure, we'll go back to that full width. I'm also going to add a spacer beneath both of above. See if I can get it in here. Yep, do that and move it down 40 pixels there. Let's add another one right here, and I'm going to move it to the top. Move it up, 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 and up, and again. I like 40 pixels. It seems like a nice amount of space. All right, so I've got my space there. I've got my contact form. And now I can come in and I can start adding in inputs. So I want to add an input. Let's take a look at this form and let's see what we've got. We've got first name, last name. This one just uses name. I'm okay with that. It's got an email address and a phone number. We've got email address. Let's add phone number. You know what? I'm going to see if I can duplicate these. Copy, and then I'm going to come on right here. Input. Text input, and we're going to call it phone number. Oh wait, I do want this to be numerical. We'll unlock this, and we'll say cancel. And what? Let's delete it. Delete, or we'll just undo. Let's come back in here, do this, and do input. Text input, number field input. So we're going to say phone. And now when a person tries to do stuff, it's going to prefer them to do numbers. So we got phone number in there. What's the next thing? We got phone number, email address. We got comments. That's message. So instead of saying message, we could say comments. I like the word message better. I think that's a better way to do it. And they had a drop down for contact requests for general inquiry or appraisal. That makes sense since it is a car selling and buying place. So we could hop over here and do this right here and do a drop down field. and do a, we're going to call this subject line, or reason for contact. And then we'll do this, and we'll call appraisal, or we'll say general inquiry. And then we'll add another option, as in car appraisal. We might have a repair, schedule a repair. So other sorts of things. So we've got those in there. And now if I click this down arrow, I see these are my choices. So now I've got a contact form. I don't like the width of it. I really wish I could figure out a way to make it less wide. So this is one of those things where I'm a little bit out of my depth when it comes to this vanilla form. I could come in and pull this over here and do that. Let's see if I can do some of my styles. Action after submit. So these are some of the things you'd want to do. For example, you want to store your responses on the database. Do you want to confirmation type, have a text appear here, or do you want it to redirect to a different page? Form notifications, to whom do you want it to send? You can actually change that here. Do you want the subject line to have a specific subject line? Advance, let's look at this. And so these are some of the things you do. We can actually change padding, we can do fit, we can do grow, fixed width. And let's do 500. There we go. Now I've got it. Now we're cooking with grease. Let's do this as 800. 750. 600. So there we go. We've got the form done like that. Now I'm going to take this and I want to change some of the other stuff. Let's see if I can get this aligned top. Here's probably an alignment thing that I could do here with this block. Advanced, position. Got things centered left and right. And then layout is not giving me anything else. So let's take this and let's see if I can change the alignment here. Regardless, I've got my hours of operation. I could add something else. Let's see if there's anything else I might want to add over here. You know, I could add that image. Let's add a picture of a car. And add an image. Toss that right in there. Let's grab this image. Let's see if I can get it in there. Oh wait, I need to edit the original. Come in and edit that. That's what, this is how I edit this exact template. I'm going to select an image. I'm going to go to my media gallery. I'm going to select the same image. Hit select, and I'm going to crop in on this. See if I can get the crop to work. Let's make it, let's do 300 height. 300 and let's do that. Okay, it's not, let's do square. There we go. There we go. Let's do a little bit more classic. There we go. Now we've got the image. Hit apply. Once it applies, it should shove a little closer over here. Once again, let's work on this. And hit apply. Let's see if that works better. It doesn't matter. I'm going to hit save. Hit save again. And then I'm going to go back to my page. Let's hop over here, go to replica page, hit edit. We should see. Oops. Oh, we didn't save all that. Oh dear. Well, you saw how to do it. You should have saved it. Let's do restore the backup. Yeah, I'm gonna have to come back in and do all that again. But you got to see how to do it. The next thing is to actually do it. All right, so your job is to go replicate your page. Show me what you can bring as far as your design thought process. Are you going to get as close as you can to the original, or are you going to make something better? Anyway, I'll see you in the next video, and I'll see you on Monday, where we'll talk more about what you brought to class.